All right. So, Coco, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Okay.
Yes.
Now we got it. Woo-hoo. So,
Okay.
welcome to the Keeping It Real Conversation Show with Sunshine. I have no idea what in the world was going on with this. Never happens, but you know how that goes.
Yes, of
So,
course.
today again, I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You're
Yeah.
one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny.
Mhm.
Today we have one funny mama, Coco Brown. Today, you guys
Hey,
welcome her to the show.
how's everybody doing?
Everybody should be good. Should be good. We made it another day
Yes, we did.
in the land of the living.
Hmm.
So we don't have no choice but to be grateful and happy to be alive.
Amen.
So I want to thank you again for coming on the show to let's have a real conversation
Okay.
of the positivity that's going on. It's so much craziness that's going on in the earth that we need the laughter that you bring, the positivity that you bring, as well as getting it for yourself. So let's go there.
Okay. Okay.
So we know you as um, a comedian. We know you as an actress.
Mhm.
Some are getting to know you as the mom, the entrepreneur. Where did all of this begin?
Um, Honestly, when I was very young, I had a very big imagination, and it was always, you know, something I was always doing. I was always putting on plays and making my friends act out scenes. And, we'd act out scenes from TV shows and movies we like. And I was always this director, I was just always wanting to put on little performances. Never thought it'd be anything that I could make a living off of. Of course, very traditional Southern parents didn't see that as an option. They were like, okay, we're going to condition you to go and go to college and get a good degree, find a man, get married, have babies, and come home for dinner every Sunday after church. It just wasn't anything that was creativity was not encouraged as per se. Like very traditional, like job, get married, have babies, work, die. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So um it wasn't until I got to maybe like middle school, high school, where I started doing drama. And I realized I had a way to funnel all that creativity, all that imagination. And then when I got to college, I messed around and minored in theater and learned the business of theater and behind the scenes was in front of on the stage and acting. But it really wasn't until I graduated and I went to a barbecue with a friend that I met a guy that owned a comedy club in DC. He thought I was funny, invited me to open mic night, and I said, "Well, I'm grown now. I can do what I want to do."
Right, right, right.
And embarked on that, and the rest has been history.
Wow. So I'm starting to learn that a lot of the things that we do as adults, we were doing it as kids.
Mm-hmm.
The imagination, the acting out,
Mm-hmm.
uh making people laugh,
Mm-hmm.
even in some of the senses of teaching, we were doing these things as kids, not realizing that God was showing it our path then.
Right, right. Yep.
So
Uh,
how long have you actually been in the acting
Business,
business, comedian?
25 years.
25 years.
25 years, which is insane to me that it's been 25 years.
Wow.
That's if I had a regular job, I'd be retired right
Right.
now. I'm like, dang, like, yeah, I mean, it blows me. 25 years I've given this business, and that's no easy feat,
Yes.
because this business is not for the weak. It's not for the faint of heart because it's a constant rejection. It's a constant being told you're not good enough. It's the
Mm,
constant being overlooked and
mm.
ignored and being made to feel invisible. It is not for the weak. So I take pride that I've lasted 25 years in a business that spends a lot of its time trying to break people's spirits. Let me
So is
tell you.
that because of the nature, as they say, the nature of the beast, or is because you're a female, because you're black? What is it? Or is it
All of
all of
the
it?
above, sugar.
All of it.
All of the above. I mean, seriously, all of the above. Um, with everything that you just named, there's a different struggle. There's a different battle, and learning to navigate each and every one and still keep your sanity, that's pretty dang special. A lot of people, come into this business and it does one or two things. It exposes who you really are inside, or it gives birth to someone you never thought you could be.
Wow. Now that's deep.
Yeah.
So would you say, with that being that, that type of atmosphere, is it important to have a structure of faith, a structure of people who really care about you, praying for you, and things of that nature?
Honey, I say all the time, you better take God with you to Hollywood, honey, because he ain't there.
Wow.
You better take God with you. You have to. You have to. And as crazy as it seems, you can't yell it too loudly. They frown when you talk about God too much, unless, of course, you're part of the certain groups they accept, the
Wow.
Scientologists, the Kabbalah faith. It's like when you have your popular face, but when you Jesus, God, they kind of like, because I mean, I ask you all the time, look at some of your greatest favorite celebrities. You can count how many times they acknowledge God.
Hmm.
That I know a lot of them to be religious people, spiritual people, believe in the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost, the whole nine. But that is a discussion amongst trusted people. You
Wow.
know, so I tell people all the time, you got to take God with you in that business. You do.
So in the moments, like say for instance, where the roles are slow, you're not getting the calls. What were you doing in the meantime to, make ends meet?
I'm a hustler. I've always been a person. No, I'm such a hustler. And I've been one since, shoot, I had my first vegetable stand, getting vegetables and pecans and stuff from my grandmother's garden and off her property, and bringing it to the neighborhood with all the white folks selling it at 11 years old and was making money. Okay, so I've always been that kind of person that, anybody that knows me, especially like my parents, will say if she calls home for money, she's done everything shy of selling her body.
Right, right.
She's gonna make it do what it do. She's gonna make it happen. So when things get slow for me, I just put more energy into my other businesses. I have two CBD businesses, a body cream and an edible business. So I put a lot of my energy in that. A lot of times, I tend to live beneath my means. I don't need to floss for anybody. I went through that phase. I'd be lying if I said I didn't go through that phase where I had to have the Chanels and the Gucci's and the Louis, and I had to be designer down. And then it hit me like, who the hell am I trying to impress while I'm over here trying to pay this big ass Neiman Marcus bill?
Right, right, right.
So it made me wake up and realize, stop. So I tell people all the time, I've been through that phase, and the good thing about designer bags, they appreciate. So I got a plenty of things get hard, but I'm always believed in having a cushion and making sure that you've got something to fall back on. And when things get slow, I either go into hustle mode with my other businesses, or I take that time to rest and
Rest.
regroup. Like seriously.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So now, if I'm not mistaken,
Mm-hmm.
I was just watching this series that was based off some brothers in Detroit, right?
Yeah, BMF.
And lo and behold, there was somebody on there that I recognized.
Right. Right.
And I'm going to say for all those who do not know,
Mm-hmm.
this woman that we're talking to today was on
Yep.
that show.
Yep.
I was
Yep.
like, wait, hold up. Go back again. Wait, wait, wait. Hey, I know
Yep.
her. So,
Right.
how did you get that role?
Two words, Tasha Smith. My girl, we worked together for 6 years on Tyler Perry, for better or worse. And I've just been so in awe of how she's transitioned to this now very sought
Transitioning, yes.
after director. She is killing the game right now. I'm so proud of her. And when she got the directing gig for BMF, it was so funny. I had gotten the call that they were interested in me for this role. And I knew Tasha was directing it. So I reached out to her and I said, hey, girl, they just hit me up about possibly auditioning for this role. And she goes, you ain't got to audition for nothing. I wanted you for this role, girl. Just put yourself on tape and send it to me. I said, oh, okay. so, so basically what it was, she had requested me, but they still wanted me to audition.
Audition, yeah.
But Tasha was like, put yourself on tape, send me the tape, we good. And then, she and I talked about what she envisioned Miss Griffin to be, what she wanted. It was so funny because she said, I don't want her with no makeup, no lashes, no hair, no nails. And she goes, I want her to be very plain and, very, very, just look like she's worn. And I'm like, well, girl, you want to get somebody else? And she was like, no. But I'm so grateful that she did that. And that was her vision. And that's what we brought to the screen because it is indicative that you stretch yourself as an actress, as an actor. Because Hollywood will pigeonhole you. They will keep you in the same box playing the
Bro.
same roles, and you won't be able to ever show your range and that you really can act and be a contender in this business if you allow them. And I was so grateful that she was like, I see you doing this, and this is how far I want it to go. And I'm glad that I took heed to that. When she told me how she really wanted her to look worn and tired, like she went through, I didn't sleep for 2 days before I shot that.
Wow.
I didn't sleep 2 days. I stayed up and it was hard. But when I walked in the set that day, it was like, girl, you all right? Yeah, let's shoot.
That right. So go home and go to sleep.
Right, exactly. But when I'm telling you, it shows your weight as an actress, as an actor, when they don't recognize it's you.
Wow.
A lot of people did not realize that Miss Griffin was me because it was so far from any role I had ever played, any depiction of any character I ever played. And some people said they realized it because my voice is
Right.
distinctive.
So, yes.
But a lot of people still said it didn't hit them until I said
Until
something.
later, yes.
And they were like, you was Miss Griffin. Yeah. But a lot of my friends that are actors in the business, they were calling me, giving me my props. They was like, girl, the range you showed, girl, you did that. So grateful, grateful that my girl Tasha saw me and put me in this position to show people that I've got some chops. So thanks, T.
I'm always saying that you're one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny. And it pays again to be nice to people. You don't know where the door is gonna come from, where the gate's gonna come from.
Mm-hmm.
And because you were cool with her and
Mm-hmm.
she knew the potential that you have, she knows what's who knows what door this is going to open from here.
Right, right,
Now that
right.
you did this part. And again, when you look into different shows and things of that nature,
Mm-hmm.
I noticed you.
Right.
And I was like, oh my God, I know her. And I instantly went to Instagram and
Mm-hmm.
was like, hi, this is Camila. Can you how do I get in touch with you? Can you come on my show? Da 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 da. And I missed your assistant call at first. I'm like, Coco, who? And I listened to the voicemail. I ran from my desk at work, went to the bathroom, locked the door, was like, okay, this is me, this is me. Yes. And she was like, yes, Miss Coco would love to come on your show. I was like, oh my God. I was in awe. I have been having I'm not saying trouble or anything like that, and it's all meant to be whoever responds, that's who's on the show. A lot of times, you don't get a response one way or another.
Mhm.
And I'm like, okay, for her to be in the status that you're in, you you know, you didn't have to. So I'm like thankful again. Um, and then I said, are we good for Saturday? She said, yeah. She's really anxious, excited about sharing in the positivity. We
Mhm.
have to have this. Considering what we're shown in the news, what we shown as Black people,
Mhm.
and especially females,
Yeah.
we need this to uplift one another,
Mhm.
to say that it's okay to have your own business, make your own money.
Mhm.
So I was looking at your website, and you were
Mhm.
just saying about all the different businesses that you have. So
Mhm.
tell the people about those.
Yes, so there's the Coca Brown collection, which is a body cream, body scrub, hand sanitizer, candles. My son has a line called the Phoenix Collection, which is sugar lathering scrubs for kids to bathe in. They smell like bubblegum and PB&J. So yeah, and then most of it is infused with CBD, so it brings on pain relief, moisturization, as well as inflammation. Very popular line. My biggest seller on there is the Minty Toes. It's a cream that launched the Coca Brown collection. To be honest with you, um, I had met a young lady who had her own cosmetic line, and she and I started talking, and she was like, "We should partner on something." And she goes, what are you big into?" And I said, I wish I could come up with a cream that could help with my feet so I can wear my heels longer. So after much research and us going back and forth, we developed a formula for Minty Toes. Minty Toes is a cream that you put on your feet while you're doing your makeup. By the time you put your shoes on, you don't feel nothing for like 2 hours. It's great. And it's been so popular that people are using it on their shoulders, on their backs, on their hands for carpal tunnel. I have a lot of lupus patients using it for fibromyalgia, a lot of first responders. One of my girlfriend's husband's a fireman. Him and his whole, team swear by it, because they get sore from fighting fires.
Yes.
So Minty Toes has just been a big hit for me to the point now that we're working on getting it into Target and Walmart and Ulta and different places like that. So yeah, and that's one of them. And then the other business is Coca's Cravables. It is a CBD infused edible business that I created during the pandemic. I had time on my hands, and baking for me is very soothing. And very therapeutic. And plus, I was blessed to get all of my grandmother's recipes, because my grandmother could bake her tail off. And so I began to incorporate CBD into cakes and pies and cobblers and you name it, candies, And it became a hit because during that time, a lot of people were dealing with anxiety and depression. And
Right.
CBD has a nice calming effect that evens you out naturally. So those are the two things I'm working that I have right now. And they both have websites, thecocabrowncollection.com and cocascravables.com. Or you can just go to my page on Instagram at Coca Brown One Funny Mama, which is all one word. Just got to put in Coca Brown, letter O, and you'll see me pop up with the blue check. And you can go to my LinkedIn, my link tree in my bio, and all the links are there as well.
Now, I was just doing a fashion show maybe a month or so ago. I wish
Mm-hmm.
I had the mental tools then. So one of the ladies were telling us, well, because we had to be in heels for a long time. She was
Mm-hmm.
telling us to do preparation H on our feet.
Huh?
Yeah, it worked.
Swelling. Preparation H is for swelling.
Well, it helped.
It does? Okay.
Yes, where you didn't, your feet were pretty much numb. Where you yeah. So by the time the show was over, everybody was able to take their shoes off and not
Wow.
feel the pain of standing in heels for a long time. So
Okay.
again,
Different.
if and when I do another fashion show, I know where to go
I just need some edgy toes.
now. So with the comedian side, how often are you doing shows now?
Every weekend. I'm on the road right now. I'm in South Carolina at the House of Comedy this weekend.
Wow. So how long is usually your sets?
45 minutes to an hour each show. Hmm.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I've been
material
in the game a
means
minute.
everything new now.
I'm sorry.
Everything is new now because of the pandemic or whatever is going on.
Um, half, half. I didn't come out with a whole pandemic set. I do talk about the pandemic, but very briefly. Um, but my whole set is not about the pandemic. No. I talk more about, realizing, I spent a year and a half in a house with an 8-year-old. Trust me, that was enough material to last me a year.
I'm sure. I am so sure. So tell the people about was it the Single Moms Club?
Yeah, the movie. The movie.
Yes.
Yes.
So excuse me. Um I know you had a great role in that one as well. So what is something else that you want to see yourself doing in acting?
I would love to do a biopic where I'm
Okay.
portraying someone. I know that they're getting ready to do a movie about Fannie Lou Hammer. I would pray that I would get in the room just to audition for that.
Mhm.
I would love to do a biopic, of somebody. Um, it just depends on who it is. I mean, Pearl Bailey's one of my heroes, but Queen Latifah got that role locked down. But yeah, so a biopic. I also would love to really play um a serious character for longer than one episode.
Okay.
I really would like a role that I can sink my teeth into and really have some meat on the bone. I'm not ungrateful for the bones, but I sure would like some meat on their bone for a change.
Maybe sort of like a a new motherly role, the
I mean, I guess
auntie or
roles like
something.
I get mother roles, teacher roles, principal roles, nurse roles. They love me for those four. I would like to maybe play a judge, a lawyer, a
Okay.
detective. Something to hell. I'll play a trap queen. But
Listen.
I just want something with some meat on it. I want to be able to really get into that character and sink myself into it. It's just, hard. Like I say, I'm not ungrateful for the roles I get, but a lot of them just, it's like the little wing part of the chicken wing. I want a breast. I want the chicken breast now. You know what I mean?
Well, we're in a place to speak those things as though they were.
Mm-hmm.
So, 50 Cent got a Ghost. I'm sure they need another lawyer.
I know
Um,
that'd be great.
listen, Angela
Sometimes
Van Ness is no
you
longer.
gotta fight your way in the room. If I can give anybody any advice in this business, make yourself known on social media, but also understand if your representation doesn't fight to put you in the right rooms, you will never grow.
Mm, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think even in changing it up, is sometimes it's very hard to be the trailblazer because of the moments you like, is it worth it? But eventually on the other end, you get the rewards,
Yeah,
right?
it's like you just gotta, the thing about this whole Hollywood thing is that yes, you got people out here who have become famous off of social media, but in the end, they're going to need that machine behind them. And when you get that machine behind you, make sure they're really building you and not just there keeping you lateral collecting a 10% commission.
Okay.
The goal is to grow in this business, not just flow.
Absolutely. So are you with your everything is you
No,
or you? Oh, okay.
I have a team, lawyers, agents, managers, publicists. Yeah. It's a lot of checks going out every month.
Okay. I was wondering, I'm like, is this a
Everybody doesn't start at that level. No, there was a time I was doing everything myself.
okay.
I was manager, I was my agent, I was my publicist, I was my own lawyer. I mean, there was a time I was doing all that myself. It was a rite of passage. Now, when I came in the game, there was no social media. There was no way to skip the steps. You had to do the steps. But
Yes.
now, media, you can skip a lot of steps. You can go from being on Instagram to being with one of the top agencies in the business like that if you just have enough followers. So there's no more steps anymore. There's no more steps anymore. The
Wow.
steps are there, but a lot of people don't have to take them.
Wow.
Mm.
Interesting. So with the when you're not acting, when you're not on the stage doing your comedy, how is being a mother? Like,
It's my happy place.
yes.
It is my happy place. I shut the world off when I get to just be mama. I love spending time with my little one. He is the absolute joy of my life. He's an amazing, amazing child. I'm so blessed
Mm-hmm.
because he's just so compassionate, so sweet, so in tune with his emotions, even at 9. You
Mm-hmm.
know how his behavior can affect other people. You know, I when I'm in mommy mode, anybody that knows me, they know not to bother me. They don't leave me alone. I'm in mommy mode. And it's something I cherish very much because I do travel a lot. I do work a lot. I'm blessed to have an incredible team. I've got a nanny and an assistant that's amazing. And but in the end, they also know when Miss Brown is home, leave because she just wants all that time with her child. She's mama. I don't really have a life outside the business and mama and mommy. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I'm not on the road working and filming and whatever, when I come home, I'm dealing with my business, but I'm more so mama and I'm focused on that. And I'm 49 years old. I've been in them streets. I know what it's like. I've been in the clubs and the parties and the premieres and whoop de whoop de whoop de whoop de whoop. And I know that sometimes out of sight, out of mind, and you gotta stay la la la. But in the end, being there for him and him knowing I'm there is more important than some red carpet to me right now.
Right.
You know?
Those are optional, right?
Yeah, they're optional. You publicists can fuss at you because, like I said, you out of sight, out of mind in this business. And if they don't see you at the right places, around the right people, at the right parties, they'll start to question if you're worthy, if you're one of them, are you part of the club? But I appreciate keeping a level of privacy and a level of this is for me. This is my place, and you are not allowed here. Point blank. Period. And I don't care what you think. Um, I love that little circle of just me and my son. That's my happy place. And don't get me wrong. I've taken him to shows. I've taken him to movie premieres. All of that. But at the same token, it's not something that he lives for. He thinks it's a bonus. And at the same token, I love the normality of just being mama. Not mommy the celebrity, not mommy the comedian, not mommy the actress, just mama. That's my happy place when I can cut all that craziness off. I can cut Coca Brown off and just be mama.
Right. That's it. That's really good because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. You're the moments you don't want to be in a place where you have did all of this and you missed his years, you missed him growing up, the moments as we say as parents, the walking, the missing the tooth, you had a nightmare, things of that nature. So I
Mm,
get it. I get it.
yeah.
So
Yeah, there are things
This,
that I have missed, and it torments me.
mm,
You know, that's why I try really hard not to miss anything else.
I understand. So is he thinking about having his, outside of the business he has right now? Is he thinking about going into Hollywood? Is he thinking about any of that?
You know, he told me, well, it's so funny how this came about. He recently got in trouble at school because he decided to have a comedy show and be a comedian on the playground. But his jokes, even though were funny for an adult, were offensive for a child.
Uh-huh.
And the teacher called me and was like, he's in the office, and this is what happened. And basically, my child was out there talking about, yeah, all them kids in the special class, they ain't special. They just like us. Shoot, I'm gonna kidnap them all and drop them off in the field and see if they can find their way back to the school. Now that's funny to an adult,
Right.
but not kids.
Yes.
And I'm like, what is wrong with you? And he's like, I want to be a comedian like you. I said, yeah, but you don't know there's certain jokes you can't tell, homie. You got to
They're
know.
right.
I said, look, bro, you see what's going on with Dave Chappelle right now?
Exactly.
So just teaching him, but at the same time, this is also a child that says that he wants to be a chef. He loves to bake. This is also a child that loves football. You never know what that's going to do. This is also a child that loves to code games and make his own games online. He's very good at it, very good. So he might do that. I'm just one of those parents that feel that their child should be able to dabble in any and everything to find their passion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he has to choose a lifelong career at 9.
Absolutely.
Try it all, babe. Try it all. And we'll see which one resonates and is truly your passion, your spirit animal. We'll see. So right now, like I said, he's mentioned that he might want to go in the business, but I think sometimes that's just very fleeting. Because when I say, well, honey, let's go get some headshots. For what? I said, well, you got to have headshots for the business. I don't feel like taking pictures. Okay, bro. Baby, there's an audition that you might be good for. You want me to submit you? No, I'm fine. So, I don't, so yeah. So I'm not gonna push. I'm so not gonna push my kid in this industry. Oh no. He would totally have to come to me and be serious about it that he wants to do this.
Absolutely. Let's see. I always ask this question: what is something that people will be surprised that you like or don't like? Like, say, for instance, you might not like peas or something.
Hmm. See, I really don't like rude people.
Rude.
Like rude. Like it irritates me to the point that I'll have to stop myself from defending strangers. Rudeness just irks my everlasting soul because that's a choice to be a rude butthole. That's a choice.
Mm.
Something I like, I may lose my black card for this, but I love coleslaw. I can eat coleslaw all day, every day.
Wow.
And I do. I'm the one that gets the trough of coleslaw from Sam's Club.
Wow. And that's funny because I don't even like coleslaw.
Yeah, most black people don't. You like coleslaw, but I love it. I love it.
Wow. So I was talking to Red Grant not too long ago, and he
Okay.
was saying that a lot of the comedians get their material from their families and different experiences. Is that true with you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Some of my best jokes have come up in the car hanging out with my girls. And I'm just talking about a situation, and they're in the car choking, about to like fall out a moving vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
And like, girl, if you don't, if you don't mess around and put this on your set, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, okay. So, yeah, my son gives me so much material. I'm a caretaker for my parents right now.
Okay.
And dealing with 2 elderly people, especially one with dementia, I know people like, there's nothing funny about that. You have to find the humor in that, or you will go batshit crazy taking care of 2 old people. Honey, let me tell you something. Woo, I'm so glad I'm a comedian because I can laugh at things sometimes that would usually cause somebody to cry or get angry. There are times that my father is cussing everybody else, out. He doesn't know what's going on. And where some people get offended, not understanding dementia and how it works, I usually will make my dad start laughing because I'm laughing at him acting crazy. And then and then he'll be like, why am I laughing? I was like, I don't know why you laughing. So I thank God that I have humor and a sense of humor, but a lot of material has come from that, you know. And I mean, just observations, little things show me material all the time. And it just comes, and like me, I'm not out here looking for it. And I think that's the difference between me and maybe some other people that watch the news, read the paper, out here, people watching, trying to find a joke. I'm very big on being inspired. And if it just hits me, that's funny, and I just throw it on stage and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I think dealing with certain situations that of course we don't ask for as children,
Right.
we know that life happens sometimes and you have to be the one to step up and help. I think my parents both were dealing with health issues as I was growing up.
Yeah.
um, that was one of the reasons why I didn't go into nursing.
Yeah.
My mom was a nurse for 20 something years, and the story she would tell me, no, thank you. I'm good
Right.
on that.
Right.
But eventually, I ended up having to help take care of my mom and help take care of my dad, who was a kidney patient. And
Mm.
so um, I looked at uh, humor, yes. And then there was the heart, the heart of it all. I couldn't feel like living my best life and my parents were struggling and I didn't help.
Guilt. Guilt.
Yes, I
The
can't.
guilt is the guilt is no joke. You hit a nail on the head with that one. The guilt is no joke. I feel guilty sometimes going out for a drink with friends if I've been gone from my kid and then I decide to go out again to just have some mama time. See, I was working when I was out before, but it's like I had to really stop guilting myself and then realize that even in the midst of what's going on and my responsibilities, I still need a life and a break too.
Absolutely.
You know?
That that's very important. I know a lot of parents, single moms, especially who didn't have help from the men.
Mm,
Um, and they will guilt themselves for wanting to get
mm,
away from the kid, right? Not that it's a bad thing, it's just you want to feel adultish. So um instead of sometimes being able to get away, it was let me buy you everything.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let me buy you everything. Let me smother you because I'm not getting that type of. And sometimes the kid don't know how to receive,
Mm-hmm.
so they play the guilt trip, and then they get the, well, if you don't do this for me, then I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna act like this.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the balance? What would you say to a single mom or at these days single fathers
Mm.
um to help balance everything out?
Utilize your village. If you don't have a village, change your circle
Amen.
because it is no way I would have been able to make it this far, especially, being a single mom. I left my marriage when my child was 7 months old. And I've been a single mom ever since. And this child is 9 now. And if it wasn't for the various wonderful people that have crossed my path throughout these years, that have been my village, those that have been in my life before I was a mom, to those that came into my life when I became a mom, utilize your village. Like I said, if you don't change your circle, something ain't right. You can't be around people that wouldn't be there for you. That's insane. I have friends who don't even live anywhere near me, but we're so in sync, they can tell when I just need an ear. I just need someone to vent to. You know what I mean? So for me, I would just tell anybody, you don't have to be a superman or superwoman. Ain't nobody about to give you no award for wearing that cape, trying to do it all by yourself. It ain't happening. There ain't no man coming to hand you no gold statue. Get over it. Um, your kids, I'm learning, are not expecting you to be super mom or super dad. They just want you present. They just want you there. And and like I said, and check your village, man. If you don't have anybody in your life, you see that you're tired and worn and don't reach out, or that you can reach out to, and don't be so prideful that you don't reach out. Because I'll call one of my homegirls in a minute and say, girl, can Fee come over for a couple hours? I just need a moment. Utilize that. Don't be so prideful that you can't ask that question. Like I said, once again, ain't nobody giving you no award for wearing some damn cape. Try to do it all yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's the advice I can give anybody. Your kids just want your presence, to be honest with you. And that's not presents. Stop trying to buy your kids love too. Your presence
Absolutely.
is what matters.
Absolutely. I
Mhm.
know an hour goes past so fast when you're having fun.
Oh,
But one thing before we get off, what is some advice that you would give somebody that's thinking about starting a business? Anything that you do, what is
mm.
something that you would give them advice about?
Research the business and make sure that it is in demand. Make sure what you're doing hasn't been done by 50, 11 other people. In a sense that I understand everybody got weave hair and bundles, but research and know what you can do to make yours stand out. So many people just hop on a bandwagon of what they see as popular, then they wonder why they fold so quickly, because nothing about your business set you apart from anybody else doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do your research, know about businesses, get yourself an LLC. If you're making that kind of money, upgrade to a corporation, because Uncle Sam will rip you a new one if you're making a certain amount of money. Know what you're doing. Do the research first. You can start small and just start getting your brand out there, but be prepared for it to skyrocket. Don't be trying to catch up to it when it does. Already be prepared. And utilize social media. It's a necessary evil in any business, but it could really help you get your brand out there. And don't be afraid to gift celebrities, because it takes one celebrity to like what you got and shout you out, and your whole world will change, i.e., Cardi B and Fashion Nova. Need I say more?
Yeah, that one. And I saw Fantasia when she was pregnant.
Uh-huh.
A couple of the businesses was giving her things free. And there was
Uh-huh.
one that she liked, a scrub or something for her face. And
Mm-hmm.
she started doing the advertising for it. And next thing you know, boom.
Mm-hmm. People always talking about, I don't want to have to give my stuff away. Girl, get over that. If you can get your stuff, like I told a young lady the other day, she has a hair care line, and got to shout her out. Just Right Curls, LLC. Just Right Curls, LLC. I love her products. Love them. I did a whole hour on Instagram with her talking about how much I loved her products. 3 of my celebrity hairstylist friends hit me up going, hey, put me in touch with her. I want to use her stuff. And now you got people doing Beyonce's hair, want to use your shit. Hello? Doing
Exactly.
hair, want to use your stuff. Hello? You just got to understand the power of a celebrity endorsement. But the only way that's going to happen is if they have the product to endorse.
Absolutely.
And in the meantime, while you're working on that, be your own dang celebrity. Look at that chick that went out there and talked about this cream she was using. I think it's a cream she used under her eyes to tighten her eyes. And now the stuff sold out everywhere. You can't even get your hands on it. She was a regular chick. And she just showed the results of this stuff. And at TikTok, and look at it now. You can't find it nowhere. It's sold out everywhere.
Wow.
So,
Again, it's everything is proven. You only need one person. You're one person literally away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny. That includes me, that includes you, because this ain't the end. This is just
mhm,
the beginning for us. So
exactly.
again, everybody who's on, please share,
Mhm.
please support Miss Coco and everything she do. If you're in, you said North Carolina,
I'm in South Carolina,
South
Columbia,
Carolina,
Columbia, South Carolina, at the House of Comedy this weekend.
go support her if you're there. If not, come find her on Instagram, support
Mhm.
her businesses, support everything, watch BMF,
Yeah.
anything that she's in, okay? Trust
Yes.
me, you you don't want to miss it. So again, thank you, Miss Coco,
Thank you
um,
for having me.
for coming on.
Thoroughly.
I appreciate it. You could have
Thoroughly.
been doing something else.
As you can see, girl, I'm in my onesie, chilling in my hotel room. So thank you.
Again, thank you, and I look forward to
Queen.
supporting and getting everybody out to support you as well.
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. And keep doing what you're doing, Queen. Okay.
Thank you. See you
Bye.
later. Bye.